Why do you, why do you think men torture transgender men? Which I am not. I'm just a guy who likes to wear dresses, and girls' clothes. I don't think clothes should have a name on it, like girl or boys' clothes. Clothes are clothes, period. Which I don't like bathrooms having a male or female bathroom. A bathroom's a bathroom. If I gotta go, I go in the girl's bathroom. Not because I'm dressed as a girl, because I gotta go, and there's nothing. If the men's bathroom is taken or whatever, if I have to go, I go. But anyway, and I don't if I don't. But why do men beat up on transgender people? Because it's just an extension of beating up on women. That's all they do. They beat up on women. They hurt and destroy women's lives. And if you're a man in a dress, then you add yourself to that list of who they hurt and destroy. And I think you're going to find out with this change that, confirmation. You're going to find out that they're not going to hurt and destroy anybody. I told you, we're going to have it set up. It's not right now, but it's going to get set up that if they touch or talk bad to a woman, they're going to do 10 days in jail, and that's it. Maybe they'll get one meal a day. I'm not going to overfeed them either. They're not going there to eat. No TV, no phone, no nothing. They're going to sit there for 10 days. If they do it again, they'll get 20. So, and there won't be no court. There'll be no proceedings. There'll be no lawyers. Right into the jail cell, and it doesn't open up for 10 days. Period. It's unfortunate you have to do that to teach them to respect women, but, the ones that do respect women will never go to jail. So I don't see it as a bad thing, And if they're only doing 10 days, then we don't need to build new jails. We got plenty of them. There are plenty of places to put them. We don't need to build new jails. If I give them 10 years, then we got to build new jails. It's a whole big deal. 10 days. They'll learn their lesson in 10 days. And if they don't, they'll do 20. Whatever. I don't really care. Today I'm going to the movies and I see Freaky Friday. I think it'd be funny. I like comedies. I always go to comedies. There aren't enough comedies. They really don't have that many comedies anymore. But you can't do most of the jokes. That's the problem. By the time the lawyers get done with it, it's not a comedy anymore. It's a sad story. So, well, it's a horror film. But, I don't know. We ruined life. Men, they really ruined our lives. They really ruined lives. Also, they can be rich and selfish and misers and control over everybody. It's like they whack a beehive, and then they want to control where every bee goes when they come out. And it's like, it's impossible. It's impossible to control them. And if you could, they would. They keep trying until they do it, until they get the control. And that's what they keep doing. That's their mission, is to get control. Putin wants control of Ukraine. Israel wants to control Palestine. We wanted control of Afghanistan. We wanted control of Iraq. Iraq wanted control of Kuwait. It just goes on. And in the end, do we control Iraq? Do we control Afghanistan? Does Iraq control Kuwait? Does Russia really control Ukraine? I mean, it's all bull. It's all crapola. It's all fantasy. But people die. And those deaths aren't fantasies. They're real deaths. So... And unnecessary deaths. Totally unnecessary deaths. Like the people in 9/11. Was that necessary? I don't know. Did those people have to die? Did they have to jump out of those buildings like that? No, they didn't. But I'm hoping women use all those examples I just set and do something different, you know. Maybe instead of a war, we have a knitting contest. You know, who can make a pair of socks fastest. You know, something like that. I'm being funny, but I'm not. So, this is got to think outside the box. You know, the men have only put you in a box and kept you in a box and didn't want you to think outside the box. So you don't really have much exercise or you know, it's like a muscle. You know, your brain is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it atrophies and you get Alzheimer's and you start to lose it. And as you can tell, I exercise my brain every day. And that's what I'm telling you. You got to think outside the box. No limits. Outside the box. No limits. Because, you know, there is times when you're, especially for young people, that they need to think inside the box because they work on themselves. That's how they work on themselves, you know. And thinking outside the box, for the most part, has some responsibility. You know, you can't do every thought you have. You know, you can't do everything. And if you can, but you don't know how right now, you put it on the back burner. Like, I'll get to that when I can. You don't have to do it today. You do it in the future. I don't know. I love women. I love women doctors. Any place, any job that I go to, I always talk to the women. You know, the men, I really don't have two cents to spend on them. And you know, some men are great. You know, they're awesome, but they're too far and few in between.